Hey everyone, it's Wally Dellenbach, and this is a how-to video of how to reassemble your Tama Iron Cobra double bass drum pedal. Okay, so in a previous video, how to disassemble, you'll see all the nuances and things I did as far as restoring this. I got this pedal at a really good price, and I've been playing the Iron Cobra pedal since like the 1990s when the Tama Power Glide double bass drum pedal. It was like a pre-Iron Cobra pedal. This was the slave side, and I went ahead and I've got the whole assembly, of course, but I went ahead and I turned the slave side pedal into a single bass drum pedal. It's a really good pedal, man. I can really stomp the crap out of a bass drum with this thing. Anyway, let's get down to it. So, as far as the assembly, this is the slave side. It's like a cup housing, okay? And the way it works is, so there's nothing down inside of there, of course. It's a bearing. The bearings are all interchangeable. They're all the same size, okay? Then there's a spacer. And you're going to know there's three spacers that are all the same. The only difference is there's two spacers here, and they have the set screw marks on them, so you'll know which is the right one. So bearing, spacer, bearing, okay? Yellow. All right, we're going to leave that. Now what I'm going to do is I don't even know the part number of the Iron Cobra pedal itself, but this is the bass drum beater lever cam type of deal going on here, holder. So I'm going to slide this on, make sure it's in the right orientation. Okay, so there's that. I'm going to go ahead and set that down. And then this is the main drive right here side. There's a cam right here that receives the other bass drum beater. So let's go ahead, I'll put that on. Now, let's see here. What's the best way to put this together? What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put this in, and I'll slide this all the way over, and I will put this slave side in. I'll go ahead and drop this down. What I need to make sure is that I put this on in the right spot on the hex drive, the main drive. And slide that on. Oh, shoot. One of the bearings fell out. Alright. Got that. We'll go ahead and put the bearing back in. Okay, so once again, in this cup side housing, it's bearing, spacer, bearing. I want to be sure of the orientation of these as they relate, these parts right here, the chain drive and the cam, because there's some hash marks on this other side of the cam and a hash mark on this cammed bass drum pedal beater. So let's go ahead and slide this together. Okay, everything fits, everything works, and everything's in the right orientation. I want to be sure that everything lines up as it should. There's the hash marks right there for adjustment. Alright, very cool. So there's kind of the main concept of the Iron Cobra bass drum pedal, double bass drum pedal. Alright, so the outer bearings, the way it works is the assembly. So there's a little washer on each side, so we'll put those on. Then it's the bearings. Now, as far as the bearings go, there's an outer race, there's an inner race, and then there's a thickness. So I'm sure this is a metric bearing, so all you got to do is basically get some calipers, measure the out if you want to replace them, and just measure the outside, the inside, and the thickness. You'll have to do, if you're measuring in inches, you'll have to do the metric conversion. I think it's take that number, whatever it is in inches, and multiply it by 25.4. It's either 25.4 or 24.5. Anyway, it might be like 6 millimeter by 12 millimeter. I don't know for sure. Okay, so let's go ahead. Once again, I got sidetracked a little bit. So it's the washer first, the bearing second, and then there's the spacer. And we'll go ahead and try to, you'll notice there's some set screw marks on these. See the set screw marks, maybe, I don't know. Right there. We'll go ahead and line those up. And so there's that. We'll go ahead and slide these in. And I want to make sure that before I start to tighten this up, there's no play in this. So I'm going to go ahead and get my Allen wrench. I'll tighten up one side. Okay. And we'll go ahead and hold this together, make sure everything's pushed in there. I'll tighten up the other side. And then these are the assemblies for, now one of the things you want to be sure when you put these parts on is that there's flats that are ground into these. So I want to be sure that I put the flats up. So there's that. And I'll go ahead and use an Allen wrench and tighten this up. So there's that side. Just want to make sure those are tightened properly. I'll snap the spring on this. Very cool. And we'll put this side on. I'll make sure the flat is up. And that'll kind of put that in the right orientation. Nice, so put the spring on. And then once you get that, that's basically the concept. Now all it comes down to now is just a matter of setting these to your what you like as far as the spacing between these. So let's go ahead. Typically what I do, I don't have my pedal, so what I want to be sure of when I start tightening the set screws on these is that it's in a proper alignment with the foot drive chain. We'll tighten this cam, and as far as how you slide these along, of course this slave side that won't move, but that'll move of course. So basically that's just it in a nutshell. As far as setting the rest of it up, it's pretty self-explanatory. So I hope this video helped, and comment sections are open. So thanks for watching the video, and everybody have a good day. Bye.